Welcome to the Charles Biederman Seer podcast. A seer accurately describes what's so and then predicts the future. I have been mostly accurate in my market and economic predictions over the years. Goldman Sachs was a minority shareholder in my Tremtab's investment research, and many of the world's largest money managers also bought my research over the years. So what's so right now is that virtually all of Trump's administration policies and goals will be a disaster for the U.S. economy if they ever happen. Trump's actions have already reduced the growth of the U.S. workforce. Recent Bureau of Labor Statistics monthly data shows the labor force growth has slowed. And for some reason, primarily racist, Trump and many of his supporters do not want non-white types to immigrate into the U.S. Claims of illegal activities going so far as that pets are being eaten and all that nonsense is totally made up. Yet for some reason, there's a belief by the MAGA supporters that immigrants are bad for the economy. Yet the reverse is true. Economic growth starts with population growth. More workers when new technology is added creates a growing economy. New technology enables each worker in aggregate to make more wealth with their labor. So shrink the population and economic growth shrinks. Look at Japan. Economic growth has stopped because population growth has stopped. Why? Japanese believe they're better from everybody else and refuse to open their borders to immigration, let new people in other than Japanese. The major problem for Japan is there aren't enough new workers to pay the pensions and health care of the aging Japanese population, since very few babies are being born, much less than the people dying. So racism weakens societal potential. Each sweep of immigration into the United States was met with racism by earlier immigrants in. The Irish, Italians, Jews, Negroes, all were met with racial beliefs that the new groups were less human than the earlier ones. And yet apparently many Americans think that potential Latin American immigrants are undesirable. Yet after one economic cycle, when there's going to be not sufficient labor to harvest foods in the fields or clean houses or provide day labor, all that not happening will slow the U.S. economy into stagflation or recession. So we're heading towards a world full of mixed breeds. In the U.S., all marriages before the 1960s were of the same race. Today, over a quarter of all marriages are mixed. The pre-baby boom generation, symbolized by trust, is dying off, and in the next 20, 30 years, they will be gone, thank God, and it'll be just baby boomers and younger Gen Zs who mostly believe that all men are created equal, So my immigration solution is that we should allow in all immigrants who have no background, bad results or history. New applicants should have potential income and places to stay, and new immigrants will keep our economy growing and take entry-level jobs. Yeah, I agree. No free health care until after obtaining employment. The boom to the U.S. economy will be vast. So Trump's tariff goal is a disaster in the making. Trump's goal is to rebuild the U.S. economy, manufacturing economy, he says. Why? Those whose jobs were lost when manufacturing went elsewhere all have votes. Prior to industrialization, biggest job category was servant farmer, and the industrial world created lots of jobs in cities and communities. So tariffs are a tax that reduces economic activity. Broadly applied, tariffs are a disaster in the making. When the U.S. enacts, say, 25% tariff on an imported product, all that happens is the buyer of that product has to pay a higher price. Now, higher prices obviously will reduce demand somewhat. You can only afford so many at a lower price and less at a higher price. Creating an economy where one country raises prices for consumers and the other country also raises prices for consumers is a disaster. Bottom line, economic activity contracts when tariffs are applied. Who benefits? No one. Treasury makes a little more money, but that's it. So rather than raise prices on consumers via tariffs, retraining former workers would be much more productive for the whole world. Thank you.